Hello, YouTubers. This is Joe Bravo of Mo Bravo's Knife Reviews, and today I have two familiar faces to everybody that follows the channel. I have two wonderful knives from Craig Brown of Brown Knives. The one up top is one of my favorites. This is the Brown Knives Cortex. It is the V1. It's made out of CPM 145 steel, and it is a carbon fiber inlaid bolster lock made out of titanium frames, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, and it has one of the best actions around. It is for every ADD, ADHD person out there. You can thumb flick it, hang on, you could spidey flick it, you can see our Chris Reeves thumb flick it that you're not supposed to do, and it is really a boatload of fun. Just really nice. And Craig does probably one of the best stone washes in the game. I know it's tough to see. You should be able to get it right about there. Really hides wear nicely, even though this one doesn't have anywhere to really talk about. In his semi-custom builds, you could do a couple different things when he was making these, because these are discontinued. You could do a different pattern. This is kind of the orange peel Spider-Man style pattern on the bolster. You could do different inlays in the carbon fibers that you see here, and he was making Damasteel blades and Damascus and Zerk pocket clips and spacers, but ultimately the footprint of the blade and the bolster lock was the same. Then he came out with the V2, which you can see on the channel. I have a couple iterations of the V2. That had the pivot that allowed for a titanium frame to be replaced. They would no longer do the bolster lock. You could get a frame lock. Started making blades without the hole. And I'll be honest with you, the V1 is probably one of my favorite iterations. It just felt like it had a little bit lighter of a detent. And I don't know. It just felt like the knife that I wanted to have versus the V2s, whether it was the bolster lock zirconium that I had or the frame lock zirconium that I had. I really feel like I like the V1s better. The next knife I have below was made before the Cortex, actually two iterations before the Cortex. This is the LHCX. Now, before this was an LHC, which is a frame lock iteration. This is the LHCX, which is the liner lock version. The one that came after this was an LHCX V2, which was a bolster lock iteration of this beautiful flipper knife. This is CPM 154 steel as well. Titanium frames with titanium backspacer and pocket clip, and just a really, really well done knife. Again, Craig had options for different patterns on the carbon fiber inlays. I think he also had a couple of different options for the steel finishes. He did do some Damasteel versions. I think he did some blasted. Same thing goes for the frames. These are the blasted style instead of the regular milled finished titanium that you see here on the Cortex. And what's great about these knives that I have them here is that they are discontinued. So trying to get one in great shape is getting harder and harder to find. If you haven't had a chance to check one of these two out, I do have these available. Please feel free to find me on Instagram, Watson and the Shark. Yeah. If you haven't had a chance, you won't find one new. Craig currently is making the FSD, which is a button slash compression slash Craig Brown lock. A lot larger knife, a lot less of a gentleman's carry knife, more of a user knife. And that's actually coming to a conclusion. I believe Craig likes to do around 300 to 350 production units of his knives, and then he goes on to the next bigger and better thing. So, if you haven't had a chance to check out one of these, or you haven't had a chance to check out the FSD, or the Exponent, or the Servo, or any other knives and iterations of his knives that Craig's done, I certainly recommend doing so. If you have any questions on this, let me know. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it, or you could just check out some of my earlier videos. I've done the comparison between the LHCX V2 and the original brown Cortex that I had. Yeah, they're amazing knives. I'd put this right up there with the Shiros that I love as far as flippers, and the Holts, especially the Spectre. This is right up there with the Spectre as far as action. Hydraulic, just absolutely so much fun to play with. And yeah, just a quality piece. And then I really do feel like the Cortex kind of one ups the LHCX. It's hard to do, but having that hole to allow it to spider flick and thumb flick, having it be a top flipper, and giving it all the versatility to flick really makes it a fidget friendly knife. So, well, thanks for stopping in, checking out the channel. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while. There's been a lot of stuff moving in and out, but I am working towards doing a new video with the fixed blade affinity, I guess, obsession. You can't use a better word than that. That I've been having. I think I've purchased about 6 Bark River fixed blades over the last 2 months. So stay tuned to check out that video and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you.